Okay, if you remember from the first slide, it mentioned realism and symbolism, right? I haven't forgot about that. During this time, there was a subgroup of authors inside of realism who began working with intense symbolism. Of course, symbolism had been used by people, for hundreds of years. And this group of writers began to be called the symbolists. So, how did the symbolists come about? Remember from realism that the truth in life, right? People recognized and started to include those things that had been overlooked, right? The bad, the ugly, the commonplace, the boring, eliminating the writer's use of the imagination. Now, the symbolists are going to use language in a new way to create a new association and another set of meanings that's often hidden on the first reading. And a lot of people, when they look at the work of the symbolists, they go, I just don't see it, I just don't get it. And the symbolists are using, one of the things that they love to use is intense imagery to open up and suggest another dimension, another way of looking at things. So this is an example of a work of a symbolist painter, right? You can see the masculine hunter to the left, who's cuddling with this cheetah to the right that has the face of a woman. Yeah, wow, that's just weird. So what the symbolists are doing is they're moving beyond the work of the realists, who are moving beyond the work of the romanticists. And what the symbolists are doing is that they're creating an imagined scene, but it's not an escape from reality like it was with the romantics, but it's transforming the imagination. The everyday citizen was really upset and outraged by the work of the symbolists because they viewed these types of art as betraying their common values and common sense. So the symbolists were really unpopular, but it's really, groundbreaking. A lot of people today point to the symbolists as the start of avant-garde art, right? Art for art's sake, looking at things in a new way just for looking at things in a new way. So to wrap things up, what's important to remember about this new period, this new movement, this new era? Objectivity. Easy way to think about this, the I is the judge, not the I. Before, in Romanticism, the I was often the author, giving us that authorial perspective, heavily influenced by his or her imagination. Now we want to see things through the I, the E-Y-E. See things as it really is. And the overly stylized and subjective view we had with the Romantics is going to be rejected. Many of these artists and writers during this time are seeking an accurate portrayal of life, especially everyday life. Social commentary becomes very common. They're unafraid of what previously had been overlooked, that might not have been worthwhile talking about or writing about or painting it, but now it is. And we'll be seeing language being used in a new way. So a lot of the revolutions that were started in Romanticism continue, even though Romanticism dies out. So I'm really looking forward to moving into realism, discovering these new works, and looking at the work of the symbolists in the weeks ahead. So until we see each other again, be well, do good work, and keep in touch.